Many students have reached out to me asking me how to create a budget. They're already overseas and they're making their money, but now they just want to know how to create a budget that can ensure that they'll come back to Jamaica with enough money. If you know someone that is already on the work and travel program, or they're looking to go on the work and travel program, this video is for them. Hey guys, it's Irike. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so excited to share today's video with you because we're talking about work and travel. And I'm excited because I strongly believe in the work and travel experience. I have been on the work and travel program in 2015 and it was a life changer for me. Not only because I was traveling overseas by myself without my parents to work and make mullah, but at the same time, you know, it was just an eye-opener, to be honest. It was my first time working and I just learned so much, not only about myself, but I learned just so much about the world in general. So in today's video, we're talking about creating a work and travel budget, and I'm also going to share with you guys just my work and travel experience. I have a crazy amount of videos and photos of when I went on the program. So I hope you guys enjoy. So there are a number of questions you need to ask yourself before creating any budget. But because this is a work and travel budget, here are some of the questions you need to ask yourself. Why are you on the work and travel program? Yes, you want to make money, and yes, you do have the potential to make a lot of money, but what's your why? What are you going to do with all the money when you come back to Jamaica? So that's the first thing you need to know. You need to figure out your why. Your why could be, maybe you want money to pay your tuition, maybe you need money to pay your rent while you're in school, or maybe you want to live on hostel and you need that money to go on hostel. Probably you want to help out your parents, or maybe you want to start a business. Whatever it is, just know what your why is. Your why will help to motivate you through those long, hard hours when you're working. Your why will help you to keep you grounded and to stick to your budget. Now that you know why you're taking part in this program, it's time to set an earning goal. Having an earning goal in mind will help you to create limits and boundaries in your spending. So if you know that you want to come back with no less than $4,000, then it simply means that you will hold yourself accountable. All right, so once you understand your why and you have your goals in place, now you need to pencil it out. And this is actually how you're going to create the budget. So there's still a few things that you need to know, which you probably already have this information, but I would suggest that you grab a pencil, grab a book, and write it out. Have it on paper. So the first thing you need to know is, how much money do you make per hour? Let's say you make $10 per hour. How many hours do you work per day? Or how many hours are you supposed to work for the week? How much money do you make for the month? You can easily estimate how much money you make for the month once you understand how much money you make per hour and how many hours you're supposed to work for the week. And let's say you're staying for 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, you can then estimate how much money you'd actually take back to Jamaica. But here's the thing, right? There are so many things that can affect your money when you're over there. Your boss can cut your hours. Maybe you're going to work one day and the job is slow, the theme park is slow, the restaurant might be slow, and them send you home. It simply means that you will not be working the full hours. That will affect how much money you take home. So there's certain things that you have to consider. Maybe you're going to work one day and you end up making more money because you end up doing some overtime. So there's so many things that can happen, but having just a rough estimate of what your figures are, having a rough estimate of how much money you're actually bringing in on a monthly basis can help you to set up your budget. Another thing that you need to know as well is how often do you get paid. This will help you to get a full understanding of how much money you're actually bringing home every single week or every 2 weeks or whenever. So for me, when I was on the work and travel, I got paid every week. No, but based on my job, I did not have to touch my paycheck at all. I was a waitress, a really good waitress to that. So I got a lot of tips. One of the things you guys would realize while you're doing this budget is that one job simply isn't enough. At one point, I had up to 3 jobs. Like your girl was hustling. I had up to 3 jobs, making that money. I lived with other Jamaicans, and what we did, we went grocery shopping together, we split the bill, and then when we came home, we all meal prep and we take turns to cook. I had people around me that I could trust to do those things with. So if you're in a similar situation and you're around like-minded people, then you can link with those people, meal prep, plan, budget together. Having this kind of community will help you to stay motivated, especially during the hard times. Another thing for me is that I lived fairly close to where I was working, so I did not have to spend any money on transportation. But based on where West Yellowstone is located, it was up in the hills in the country, and the closest town was actually 3 hours away. So what me and the other Jamaicans did, we scheduled our day offs together. We rented a car, got a driver, drove down to Bozeman for the entire day, went to Walmart, basically stock up for like a month or 2, and then we went back to West Yellowstone, because buying things in West Yellowstone wasn't expensive, but they didn't really have things in bulk like what you could get at Walmart or one of those places. You now need to understand your expenses, because while you're there, you need to survive. You need to buy food. Maybe you have to pay transportation to get you to work, to get you back home, and you still have to live, you still have to go out, you still have to enjoy yourself. It is a cultural exchange program. It's a requirement that you go out there and you take in all of what the state that you're in have to offer. For example, for me, I know that I was in Montana. While I was there in the summer, it snowed. Keep in mind, guys, Me's a country girl. I grew up on Disney. According to Disney, it only snowed during Christmas on Christmas Eve. I was not expecting snow in the summer at all, so I actually had to buy jacket and long pants and stuff like that. As it pertains to shopping, I would say make your money first. Don't shop until like the last 2 weeks before you come back to Jamaica. In fact, do not shop until you have made the goal that you have in mind. Make your money first. So if it takes you the first 2 months while you're there to make the money, make that first, and then you can just decide what to do with what is left. To be honest, you don't want to find yourself in a situation where you have 1 week leave to come back to Jamaica and you're broke because you buy clothes and you buy gifts for everybody and you can't find a tuition. Do not do that. Do not make that mistake. Ensure that you get your priorities straight. Prioritize. A budget is just basically a plan. It's really a plan to tell you how you will be spending your money. Guys, get a second job, because your first job will not make you enough money. I promise you, get a second job. But just understand that it is a work in progress. So if you create a budget this week and you fall off, simple, redo your budget for the week to come. Every single week, check your budget. Check in with yourself, check in with the budget, and check in with your savings as well. Keep in mind what you are doing. Have your why in the back of your head. Have your saving goal or have your earning goal in the back of your head as well. So that while you're going through your budget, while you're going through your expenses, at least you will know if you're hitting the target or not. But remember to have fun. That is the whole point while you're there, is to have fun. And if it's a situation where you don't make as much money as you have in mind, there's always next year.